Hello everyone, I made it in time, just. Words? Actually, start your background, come back, there we go. Words are good. J. Luz, thank you for being first, and for the 5 watch streak, thank you very much. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, manic morning, because as you may have noticed, the stream is starting a bit earlier than usual. I need to go to a funeral later, so starting earlier, ending earlier. We're going to end we have to end 1 p.m. on the dot. But good grief, we've barely started and we had Seribot delete 2 different bots. Wow, well done, Seribot. But the bots are obviously on fine form because we don't normally get bots here anymore. But yeah, here we are. Where was I talking? What was I saying? Yeah, it's been a manic time. Regulars may remember, once upon a time, I used to start the Thursday stream at 10:30, and I realised that was not sustainable because I go to the gym. I have a session with my trainer, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's about, I make good time today, but generally it's a 10 to 15 minute drive back from the gym. That is a very narrow window of opportunity to get changed, which almost didn't happen. I almost just started the stream in my gym gear, and also try and grab some food and do all the things you need to do after the gym. But today we're having a special occasion. Well, special occasion sounds wrong for the reasoning, but we're starting early. We're going to finish at 1 p.m. on the dot because then I need to get changed and go to the funeral, which very awkwardly I nearly said go to the wedding. I have this weird thing, I don't know if anyone else does. It has gone on for years. I say it wrong. I've been to weddings and I've said to somebody, oh, I'm going to the funeral. And then they go, what? It's a wedding. And I do it the other way around. Both are awkward in very different ways. Yeah, awkward. I don't know why I do it. It's a weird tick in my brain where, I say the wrong word. I don't for most things. I just do the funeral and wedding, and that's uncomfortable. But hopefully I've got it out of the way for the day by doing it on the stream. Generally when I'm actually at the event, I don't say it to anyone where it is actually relevant. So that's, you should keep that up. Hey Grubbles, how are you doing? Weirdly threatening eulogy. You're about to be wed to death. Yeah. It'll be amazing if one day... Lou, thank you for being second. Yeah, it'll be amazing if one day I have my own wedding and I still say to somebody, oh, the funeral's tomorrow, and then they look at me and go, are you sure you want to get married? And then I have to explain, nah, there's just something wrong with my brain. I just get the words mixed up. I don't know why. It's uncomfortable. But anyway, so yeah, slightly short stream. Glad we're still fitting it in though. And also, pleased to say, it sounds wrong, pleased to say I'm going to the funeral to support a friend. The funeral, the actual person whose funeral is, I've only ever met once. So it's, funerals are never nice, but at least there's not kind of, sounds awful, I haven't got deep sadness. I don't know the person. It kind of affected me, because I think funerals kind of do really, don't they? And I have wrapped up kind of things about grief left over from my past. Well, that sounded dramatic, didn't it? But crucially, it's a funeral for somebody I don't know. So it's kind of, I'm going there to, be there for the family. Better than going to a funeral to support the deceased. Yeah. Because
Imagination has rated over with 6 viewers.
Hey, Mystic Imagination. Thank you for the raid. How are you doing? I haven't caught any of your streams recently. How are things going for you? I'll do a little shout out as I don't think the mods were about yet. How was your stream? What were you playing? I'm gonna guess it was probably Stardew. Wait. The alert hasn't come up. That's odd. Don't have a moment, Firebot. But how are you doing, Mystic Imagination? Yeah, Stardew. Of course. Good choice. I just saw? Did you get married in Stardew? Is that what happened? Because I am thinking of aiming for that at some point soon. Not today's stream, but sounds very manipulative to go. So I'm gonna aim to get married by X date. But how did it go? Everyone, if you are not already following Mystic Imagination, please drop him a follow. Married or buried? Yeah, as we were just discussing, I have an awkward thing where I get wedding and funeral mixed up. Not in terms of the actual word, not in terms of what's involved, just the word. And it gets awkward. So yeah, we can develop that to married or buried. I'd like to point out I don't have any hang-ups with commitment. Marriage, weddings, very good if you want to do that. But for some reason I get the words mixed up and I don't know why. Mystic Imagination, if you need a raid and run, I think it's quite late there for you, so if you need a raid and run, no problem, go get that rest. And thank you so much for the raid. So yeah, that's kind of it really. How are you all doing? How have your weeks been? What have you been up to? What did I say? Oh yeah, I was saying the funeral. It's probably going to be quite a small funeral because it's an old person who died, and crucially, they moved a couple hundred miles away to be nearer to their family. Their family is small, so I'm kind of. It sounds wrong, but I'm not making up numbers because I'm there to support my friend and her family. But it's all. I think a tiny bit of it probably is. Do you want to make up numbers? Because nothing worse. If you go have a funeral, there's nothing worse than going to a funeral and there's basically no one there. Unless you're an awful person, then yeah, you deserve that. But he wasn't. It's just how it worked out. I'm going to stop. I was going to say stop digging a hole. That's also inappropriate, but it's a cremation. Hey, Reb, how are you doing? So yeah, we're going to chill with a bit of Stardew for a couple of hours or so. And yeah.
Nova Queen of Dragons has
another raid, a double raid.
Give them a warm welcome.
Hey, Nova Queen, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Were you also playing Stardew? For some reason, my alerts are not popping up for me properly, which is an issue I will tackle at some point when I am slightly saner. You were playing Stardew. You were getting married to Mystic Imagination. Perfect. How are you doing, Nova? Thank you so much to both of you. Chat, do drop them a follow if you want more Stardew content. Check out Mystic and Nova Queen. And again, if you need a raid and run, no worries. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm good. Just had a fun language class at the library. And sadly, I got to run again in 10 minutes, so I won't get hang around for long. Oh, no worries, Rip. Thank you for dropping by. And I'm glad the language class went good. Are you, before you head off, are you going to be around for TwitchCon? Or kind of in the vicinity? Because it'd be good to meet up with you at some point. Because I'm trying to make some plans for when I'm over. I should be excellent. It'd be good to catch up with you. But yeah, no worries. You need a raid. I was gonna say you're not raiding and running. No worries. You need to run too. Aurora. This is how we stream. Aurora is here. Aurora, how are you doing? I've got used to hearing myself sing that song badly. I love that every time, for no reason I fully understand, the last Aurora sounds oddly a little bit creepy. And I don't know why I made it. I don't know. It's just, there's something, I'm really enthusiastic. And then my last one, I'm going to assume I went a little bit Halloweenish. It was a ton of fun to make. It was very out of my comfort zone and I enjoyed every second. But yeah, we're going to jump into some Stardew. I was going to say, while there are people around, Saturday, has anyone got any interest in watching me play Conan Exiles? Literally everyone I know is streaming at the moment. So I'm thinking it might or might not be a success. On the other hand, I think I have a...
Crafton for subscribing for 13 months. Emerged Aurora.
Crafton just
Crafton, how
resubscribed
you
for 13
doing?
months. Emerged Aurora.
Thank you so much for the resub. Yeah, has anyone got any interest in me playing Conan Exiles? Because I reckon I can get hold of a key from what I was seeing, and I can't quite decide. And I've had kind of a busy week, so I haven't really fully paid attention to anything. How you doing, Crafton? I've been enjoying seeing people play. It looks interesting, doesn't it? I'm not the best at survival games. I mean, I want to be, because I really enjoy other people playing it. I am not good at them. But I don't... That might make better content rather than the people that go, right, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Instead, it's going to be, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm dead. Hold on. I'll apply for the key. Yep, I fulfill all the requirements. The requirements are actually really low. I'm not complaining in the slightest, but that should give me a fair chance. Okay, I'll request for code. Hopefully I will get in time for Saturday. Oh yes, play the Badoinka Big Dong game. that does look fun, yeah. I've been playing on Ultra server as well. It's been fun. Yeah, I need to see if Ultra will let me be part of that server. I'd like to think she will. Side note, I'm going through... My mental health isn't the best this week, so I have literally no confidence and kind of expect everyone to think I suck. But I'm still streaming. But yeah, expect a slight amount of uncertainty. Surely she will. I will swear it. Thank you, Crafton. I'm not good at them either. Jonathan Ong said they had like 1,500 iron bars. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to find 50 iron ore, which makes like 6 bars. Good, that's my kind of level. Hasn't John played it for like 600 hours? In a way that is worrying, because he does work very hard and he's very busy, which makes me a little bit concerned for where he's fitting that time in. Thank you, Aurora. Thank you for the 10 watch streak. Do you play Minecraft? I'm playing it the first time and it's so relaxing. In theory I do. I streamed it a while back for the affiliate anniversary and realised I'd forgotten literally everything I used to know about Minecraft. So I think it's probably best to assume, no, I'm new to Minecraft. Every damn piece of equipment needs 30 iron bars, even simple. Okay, well, I'm going to remember that. John just doesn't sleep. To sound very motherly, I kind of worry for John, as in, I'm sure he's fine, but I end up with a protective amount of automatic, please sleep, John. I'm concerned. Sorry, I will drink plenty. I need to drink plenty. Jimbro, by the way. But yeah, I've signed up for the key. Hopefully I will get a key. If not, I might be an idiot who just buys it anyway, because my willpower is kind of non-existent this week. I've had an expensive car repair bill. I've had the discovery of a new major problem with the house. And while they're all very expensive, there's also that part of me, it's a little bit kind of, fuck it, I'll just buy stuff. I'd love to play the game. Definitely Crafton. I've been meaning to message you actually to try and sort out a game. Trying to sort out playing a game or something. But again, my mental health's been doing that thing that's kind of gone, what about if you just isolate yourself so that you feel lonely without reaching out to people? Because, hey, they don't want to know anyway. Fuck off, not the house again. Yeah, the house again. Yeah. Plaster's coming over next week to have a look at some stuff. He's a good guy. He's been very... I did point out to him how stressed I am now becoming about it, and he just went, it's okay. We'll break it down into bite-sized chunks, and it was oddly what I needed to hear. Before I head out, I saw an interesting article about women past the age of 30 and exercising. That perhaps they should exercise differently. Ooh, have you got the link, Reb? Send it over to me. I'm intrigued. He is a good guy. Yeah, But yeah, I'm a big fan of a plasterer. There's lots of tradespeople I can tell you all kind of horror stories about. The plasterer is a decent guy. He doesn't charge too much, and he's somebody I don't mind having in my house. Because you have some tradespeople you kind of don't, to be blunt, because they're kind of odd. But as in, I don't know. There's some that kind of give you a slightly creepy vibe. And then there are some that are really nice. The plasterer is a really nice guy, and he's good and understanding. I feel you. I've been wanting to ask you about split fiction as well, but I just can't find the strength to do it. Oh, that is so me, Crafton. Yeah. Okay. I will aim. I will message you soon. Because yeah, we need to do that. It sounds like we're both sinking a little bit while going. It's fine. It's fine. Where's that GIF? Just keep sending the GIF. That's nice, Rip. But Hallie is our 21-year-old queen. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, you can tell everyone's gone. My mental, yeah, Hallie's mental health isn't the best. No age jokes. Consider your way. I never thought about it, but basically our bodies being different mean women should stop copying what men do. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, certainly my legs, it's a weird one. I can leg press 170 kilos, which particularly when I tell men, they go, whoa, that's a lot. And then I can only bench press 20 kilos, because basically the bottom half of me is good. Top half of me doesn't want to know. So, which is a very gender thing. I know what you mean. You just get that feeling of I shouldn't leave them alone too long. Yeah, it's good to have a tradesperson that you're there going, they're great. I could hand them the house keys. It's fine. The electricians are like that, actually, because we did move out. And yeah, the electricians are cool guys, but yeah, it's a father and son business. They're nice and legit. They even live in the same street as a friend of mine. They're good. But there have been a couple that they do the job well, and there's something that doesn't quite check out. No worries, Reb. Thank you for being here for a little bit. I've recently installed Habitica again. Gamified task manager, basically. It's an RPG where you level and defeat monsters, get equipment by completing your tasks, but there's no punishment if you don't, so it doesn't hit that ADHD shame spot. Ooh, okay, I think I need to do that. I used to live life by a to-do list, which I would make sure I'd pace myself so I wouldn't do too much each day, and I also wouldn't do too little. And I've stopped doing that. And all that happens is it means I spend most days thinking I'm not doing enough, or I burn out. I gotta pay you. Yesterday, what happened yesterday? Well, yesterday was all the car hassle because the car ended up costing me nearly £1,000, which was fun, and also the stuff with the house. But also, I was kind of in the mindset of originally I thought, right, I've got a bit of work to do Wednesday morning. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the day working on stream stuff to make it look better, some video editing, lots of really positive things I absolutely want to do. And then there was all the car stuff and the house stuff, and I just didn't. And instead of accepting it and settling into this isn't my day, I had the ADHD shame spiral where it was just, you suck. Why did you not do more? And in reality, I was battling a lot. I still got the stuff done. Well, not the stream stuff, actually. But I got the essentials done. I fed myself well, which sometimes is quite, that's not always easy either. So yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to look it up now. So if I keep the tab open, because once the stream ends, I've got to basically, I'm not going to say run for my life because that would be terribly inappropriate given I'm going to a funeral. But yeah, I've got a fast turnaround from the end of a stream to getting changed into some very stylish, very black clothes because it's that kind of funeral. So I'll have a look later. That's the hard part. If you stop doing it, it's damn hard to pick back up. It is. Yeah, and I was so on top of having this little to-do list each week, and then I can't remember what happened. I think it was because I gave myself kind of a week off from it, and then I never went back to it. I think, weirdly, I need a to-do list that actually just says, if I'm having a week off, do nothing. It's there going, Monday, have a bath. I'd like to point out I have a bath regularly. I don't smell. But what I mean is, just have a happy to-do list. I had a horrendous week last week, so I can emphasize. Oh, I'm sorry, J-Luz. I hope this week is going better for you. That's all I've been doing lately, watching my food. I've lost 5 kilos so far, and it's the only thing I've got going. That is amazing, Craft. 5 kilos is a ton. I mean, not a literal ton. That's the wrong pronoun. How many is that? That's 11 pounds. Because I'm in that weird country it both knows kilos and pounds. That is huge. That's good going, Crafton. Because I've been trying to lose a little bit, and it's slow going. It's going okay, but yeah, it's kind of slow going. So 5 kilos is good job. And thank you. Luckily, it sounds wrong. Luckily, the funeral is not. I've only met the person whose funeral is once, but it's a friend's dad. So me and my mum are going to support her and her family. So yeah, so it's a weird one because we didn't think it was going to bother either of us, and in the last few days we've both been increasingly anxious, and I think it's kind of bringing up memories of certain other funerals. But I want to support my friend, and to be fair to my friend, she was very. It's not going to trigger you, is it? Don't go if it's too difficult for you. And I thought, it's been a while. Kind of, yes, let's go. Hey, Wit, how are you doing? Slow is good. Slow means it'll be sustainable after you stop. Yeah. I haven't suffered too much on. I cut back on the food a little bit. It's a manageable amount. Thank you, Craft. Yeah, it was really nice of her, and because it's been a while, a long while since my dad's funeral, and she, yeah, it was basically those friends because they're kind of they're family friends, but good friends of mine. So she's a bit older than me, and I remember when my dad died, her and her husband they're both they're kind of it's a weird thing where they're both kind of like my friends, but also a little bit like an aunt and uncle. So they kind of it's nice. I am equal to them, and then every once in a while when I need it, they look out for me. But anyway, when my dad died, they actually took me and my mum to his funeral. Instead of us going in the official funeral car with other relatives that we really didn't want to face spending time in the car with, these people they drove us there, and they were just there going, well, it's fun. If you want to just sit in the car and basically cry your eyes out, and that's fine. And they were really, really cool about it. So I want to kind of not directly return the favour because we're not driving them to the funeral, but be there for them. Wit, yes, Crafton is right. It's always good to see you. It's just lovely to see you. That's super sweet. Takes a load off you and a lot less pressure than the official car. Yeah, official funeral cars look awful. Funeral cars are such a weird place. They are. It's no. And that's the thing, my mum, long before then, had to go in the funeral car for her mum's funeral. And so when my dad died, she just went, I'm not doing that again. It's a horrible place. No, we're not doing it. And she actually wanted to drive us, first of all. And then these people whose father's funeral we're going to later, were there going, no, do not drive yourself. That's not safe. We'll drive you. You just we'll just act like chauffeurs. Just pretend we're not here. Do whatever you need. And it was actually really nice, very, very safe. We have ads coming up shortly, so I'm going to keep rambling. We'll get through the ads, and then we're going to start some Stardew. Welcome back, Lou. I may not have known you long, but your streams are always the cozy, perfect, calming my brain needs before. Oh, thank you, Wit. That's always my intention. So I'm glad it kind of comes across. I always want to be kind of a cozy, chill place to be. I mean, we still end up talking sometimes about some interesting things, but yeah, I kind of want it to be nice and cozy. Hey Sean, how are you doing? And thank you for watch streak, Wit. So we have ads coming up in just under a minute. So feel free to share what is going on with you. I have yapped a lot. And not much is going on really. I mean, simultaneously everything is going on. But I haven't got anything interesting to share. that's kind of it. Unless you want to hear me talk about structural issues in houses. I don't think you do. But I am actually, I say that I'm going out Saturday night. Do you know how rare a sentence that is for me? I am going out to see a stand-up at the local arena, and I keep forgetting I'm going because that's how rarely at the moment I go out on a Saturday night. It's that sort of, it kind of crept up on me. I bought the tickets about 6 months ago, and then it was, oh, it's May now. I forgot. Steady, I know. I'm out on a Saturday night like an actual person. And then we'll probably go, oh, well, there were people tired now. I know, Saturday, yeah, see? The drama. But yeah, I'm seeing a stand-up I like, who I won't name because it would be not quite doxing, but it would kind of narrow it down a tad. But yeah, it'll be a good night, hopefully. It will confuse the heck out of me to be going out on a Saturday night. Home by midnight, or you'll turn into a pumpkin. Yeah. I can't remember what time. Hold on. What time does it start? It might be an early start. Because I remember once. Oh no, it's 7:30. Yeah, I'll be home before late. Yeah, I did go see a stand-up about a year ago, and it was a matinee performance. So it was a confusing one because it was like at 3 p.m. and then the day ended. Yeah, the stand-up ended about 5:30, and it was a bit. What do I do now? And I went out for food, but it's kind of weird going to see a stand-up in the middle of the day. I'm on vacation. Nice. My wife invited me to crash a work trip, so I'm on vacation while she has to. That sounds pretty nice, Sean. Are you getting to explore the area she's working in, or? Oh yeah, you're in ads. I've been waiting at your doorstep to see if you're out past your ago. Might be. I might be wild. Yeah, it'll be a nice time out. A good little break from points wildly at everything going on in life. So yeah, so that's kind of it. Gym's been going okay. I've kind of gone back to doing deadlifts after my injury a few weeks ago. Super light. I haven't got up anywhere near to my usual weight. But I started very, very low at, I think it was 30 kilos, which is half of what I can normally do. And my back didn't twinge. So and it meant I could focus on form a bit and remembering what I was doing. So I'm quietly pleased with that. My back is, again, I'm always afraid I'm going to fart with deadlifts. Same. Yeah, same. And I think I have, not loudly. Proper subtle, nobody will notice unless they are standing that close to me. Because it's too hard. I mean, there's a lot going on down there. Yeah, little puff, probably to help kind of push me back up. Very low 30 kilos, Kate. Well, my best is 60. Annoyingly, when I injured my side, I was doing 50. But I was doing a warm-up set, and clearly my body went, no warm-up for you, you're done. But yeah, I'll get back there. I was just pleased I could, really. Deadlifts with a part bell. Yeah, the little lift you need to get up. Yeah, just a little bit of motivation. So yeah, ads are nearly over, so we'll kick off Stardew. I have not got a plan for Stardew. I was going to come up with a plan yesterday, and to be honest, I couldn't really be bothered. And I thought, well, it's Stardew, you don't need that much of a focus. We're at a point where it probably would be useful to have a focus, but, I mean, worst case, I can just wander around charming everyone. We are at, where are we at? We've got Ginger Island unlocked. Haven't really done much of it. I could go check it out. I think I only checked it out once. We're at the bit of trying to kind of tidy up the smashed down Joja Mart. And there's always the Skull Caverns, which I don't think I'm going to be tackling today particularly. But Sean, you are back from the ads. Welcome back. I hope you're having a nice little extra vacation. I hope you're getting to explore a little bit of the surroundings, even though your poor wife's working. And I will drink plenty because there was a very short break between the gym and this. And I got to hydrate. You just unlocked Ginger Island. Yeah, that's nice. Love for us to explore. Yeah, it's very cross-platform multiplayer. I don't know anything. Because you're playing on mobile, aren't you? Which I'm kind of in awe at, because I can't imagine playing it on mobile. I wanted to run yesterday and today, but I'm exhausted. I got blood taken yesterday and removal done on Tuesday. Today I have a medical hospital telephone call and I voted. Tomorrow hospital. Ooh, you got a lot going on, Lou. It's a weird one because just thinking of, oh, we got lots of stuff to hand in. With blood, it might, I mean, that's going to drain you. Because I have to have blood taken quite regularly because of my Crohn's. And I know I always feel a bit under par at the gym the next day. And I make sure it's not the same day as the gym. And whenever I've told my trainer, he's always said, oh yeah, it will take about 24, 48 hours for you to feel back where you were before the blood. So that might have an effect. Besides the fact you're also doing a hell of a lot with just all of the things in your life. So I hope you're able to kind of be gentle with yourself. I have been. She's jelly. I bet I would be too. But nice to get to tag along with her. I'm so used to it now. By Explore together, I'm going to play alongside you and my... Oh, good thinking. Yeah. We're going to do some stuff around the town. And then I think we'll go check out Ginger Island. I own Stardew Valley on PC, phone, Switch. I should actually play it at some point. That's how I ended up streaming it, Craft. Because yeah, I own it for... Definitely PC, obviously. I own it for Switch. I have a weird feeling do I own it for PlayStation? I own it for the Xbox, and I don't have an Xbox anymore. So, and I won't be surprised if I own it on mobile. So yeah, I keep meaning to start another farm off stream. I have to be, I ran out of gas on Tuesday. Yeah, good Lou. Rest up, if you can. Hydrate, all the food, all the rest. You know what to do. Oh, I'm glad I got you more excited, Wit. People kind of ruined it for me by giving me like 500 tiny tips, like, oh, you should really do X or Y before Z, otherwise you have to wait a year. And it stressed me out so much I didn't want to anymore. Yeah, the best thing to do with kindness is ignore all people. And yeah, I got too focused on trying to do everything perfectly. We got fertilizer, by the way. How exciting. And the best thing you can do is not do that. Ignore everyone. You do you. That is the answer. You think you've forgotten all the tips? I could play now. Yeah, that's good. Because also it's nice to learn things for yourself. And to just go, nah, I want to do it this way. Nothing about my farm is optimal in the slightest, and I don't care. Every now and then you do have somebody that comes in and goes, oh, you're doing this. Quietly judges. And no, tough, go play it your own way. But I do get you, because when I streamed a long time ago, like nearly 2 years ago, I streamed RimWorld for a bit. And RimWorld players are often very well-meaning. They are very backseaty and they are very, you should do this, this is optimal, this is the best way of doing it. And I just got tired and then I stopped streaming it and then I didn't even go back to play it. I haven't touched it in nearly 2 years. But I think I've forgotten everything now, so that might be better. I've had it on PC for years and didn't play it. I've Stardew on PC, I haven't really got... Yeah. I think I've owned this for about 15 years before I... Actually, it's not that old, is it? It's about 10 years old. I think I've owned it since not long after launch. We got a lot of chickens. At the start, it is a game that can get very overwhelming, especially, I think, with ADHD brain, where you want to do everything perfectly. And it's just not going to happen. And then in reality, I found it actually a very calming game. Kind of liberating to just be a bit, who cares? And hey, Gloel, how are you doing? Where are we at? The only thing that stressed me out was that days feel like they go so far. They do go a bit fast. Yeah. You get into the rhythm, but I think there are other games a bit like this where the days are a little bit easier to handle. You kind of have to pause a lot. Certainly early on, once you get into your rhythm, it's not too bad. Watched and heard so many people play it, and I can truly and wholeheartedly say there's so much to do in the game that you can play in your own complete way. Yeah, it's the best method. And kind of be ready to make mistakes, and it's fine. Because you can't really make a mistake. You can end up in a position where something takes a little bit longer than ideal. But it doesn't really matter, you just keep going round the loop, basically. I'm not a friendship in games girl, so I'm saving that for last. I grinded out upgrading my tools and community centre and focused on that. That's me. I'm not good at the friendships in the game. I don't want to wander around chatting to everyone, which I think might make me a terrible person in one way, but I just have not got the energy. I want to do farming. Upgraded the haircut and making sure my barn and coop were maxed out. And now I don't even acknowledge my animals because, yeah, I spent a lot of time petting them, and now, as you've just seen, it's cool, you got eggs. Off you go. Not my problem. I also have RimWorld and haven't gotten into it. Yeah, I want to. I know I would love RimWorld. I've watched a lot of people stream RimWorld, and I think I could be a very big fan of it. But it's so intimidating. Like, super. There's a lot going on. The Stardew wiki is handy, yeah. That's the nice thing. Basically, anytime you're there going, what am I meant to do with this? Or how do I get to this? Google has the answer to everything. Because it's an old game now, so everyone has already done it. And some of the stuff you're there... Oh, sorry, Lewis, I thought you weren't looking. Some of the stuff, I don't even know how they figured it out to begin with. I mean, I stick to two... What do we get? A cow decal. Oh. I stick to 2 games on PC. City Skylines 2 and my last caretaker. Good choice. I like... words. I like the look of the last caretaker. I don't think it's the kind of game I could ever play because my attention span. But I love watching like Spoofy play it and So Ever Dream. It's a really impressive game to watch. Hey Luminary, how are you doing? See Skylines 2, I feel I should like that, but I haven't played it yet. But I've seen a few streams and it does look a lot of fun. We got a new hoe chat. Gold hoe alert. We can also get some geodes processed. I can't even walk in my coop because there's so many... Yeah, it's getting that way for me. What did we get? I wasn't paying attention. Chipped ammophora. Okay. Let's get some more processing on the go. Catch up on chat. I'm good. Need to go out and vote when my housemate is awake because I forgot to renew my postal vote. Ooh, yeah, go vote, Gloel. I had a postal vote, so I sent mine off a couple of weeks ago. Funny enough, I wish I didn't have a postal vote. I would have liked to have gone to vote in person. But I think it just got automatically renewed here. I don't actually know. Oh, you don't want my stuff. Okay. Because I switched to postal votes during the pandemic. And I would quite like it. The voting office is literally a 2-minute walk for me. Hey Slugnacious, how are you doing? We love a gold hoe. We do. Extra classy gold hoe.
Thank you Slugnacious for subscribing for 3 months.
Slugnacious just resubscribed for 3 months.
Thank you, Slugnacious. I was waiting for the thank you kindly, and I think that's gift subs. I've forgotten my own alerts. Thank you, Slugnacious. Thank you so much for a resub. How are you doing? I'm glad I played vanilla because then it made me actually enjoy the game. And now when I want to go and do a new save on PC, I can select specific mods to make it even more playable, enjoyable, instead of completely changing the game. Yeah. Because I have a few mods on this, but I did play for about 20 hours or so before I started adding mods. The main one I love is the fishing mod, because I hate fishing in this game. That's the main thing that puts me off playing it on the Switch, because I really hate fishing. My joints hate fishing too. Still in the process of waking up, just left the pharmacy. Good. Might be at a good sleep, Luminary. I'm okay. Yeah, kind of a mixed week, but I'm getting there. I didn't even upgrade my hoe. I forgot to need to do that. I mean, I'm a few years in, and I've only just started to upgrade anything. Because again, there's so much to do. Postal votes can be handed in. Oh, I didn't realise. Oh, I could have done that. I mean, I posted it a couple of weeks ago, so it's done. But I'm going to have to remember that. I go pretty easy. My closest voting centre is like 3 streets. Yeah, it's the same for me. So I only stopped doing it because of the pandemic. So I switched to postal because I didn't want to. They started. I swear they changed the rules where it started being, well, you can't really have a mask while voting, and you think, I'm immunocompromised. Thanks. I would like to go back to just walking in. Thank you for that. I think that might be a chat-based hype train, because that was a little bit later from the resubs. But thank you. Thank you for hype train. One of the clerks at my polling station is a Restore UK candidate. I tried not to scowl him. Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah. Not to go wildly political, but basically, there's in my part of Wales, it's going to be one of 2 candidates, and it's either going to be a fairly left-wing one, depending on your definition, or very, very right-wing. And I've got a bad feeling it's not going to be the one I want it to be. These Guidelines 2 is what prompted me to build a PC. Before I only played games on PlayStation, whatever the current PlayStation. Yeah. I've fairly recently got back into PC gaming, only the last couple of years, and it's been so good to catch up on so much. Glad you're doing well, Slugnacious, and thank you for Gigantify. They say fishing gets better when your skill goes up, but I've seen how better it gets, and it's not good enough. Yeah, that was my thinking. It's just, nah, I just don't like it. Hey, Jezza, how you doing? I hate it, but since I know I hate it so bad, I use the wiki to help make it easy. Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. And thank you for the watch streak, Schnitzel. How are you doing? Have I caught up? Restore UK, say no more. Well, how are you doing? It was lovely to catch your stream earlier. How did the rest of it go? Because I had to head to the gym, and when I got back, you'd raided over to FG. Crafton, could you do a shout out for Ruel? Ruel is a lovely person who was playing some 2 Point Museum earlier, which I need to play some of, because as a few of you know, my name is in 2 Point Museum now. Thank you, Crafton. Hey, babe, how are you doing? Yeah, in 2 Point Museum, if you hire a female science expert, the first name could be Helicopter. But I haven't had a chance to look for myself. Thanks, Penny. Enjoy. We're probably going to be charming people today. We haven't got a specific focus on today's stream, because it's a little bit shorter than usual. Sam, enjoy it. Yeah, we're just going to... Everyone's having powder melons today. Hey, Soul, how are you doing? You need to get a whole bunch of stuff going for the 14th. What's on the 14th, Soul? It went well. Made so much lovely art that invoked... I love that. But yeah, the 2 Point Museum. Take it. Go on, Lewis. Very nice of you. Thanks. Yeah, it's going to be cool to see my name. When I find it, I will have no shame. I will certainly post a screenshot in the Discord and go, it's me! Because I'm a huge fan of 2 Point Museum. That is the key. I mean, it'd be cool in any game, but when you really love a game... hold on, I just remembered we needed to get Clint to do some other stuff. It's kind of an extra honour. Why does Restore UK remind me of MAGA here in the US? Yeah, that's because it basically is. We have a lot of... an increasing number of very MAGA-esque parties in the UK, and it is a concern. Yeah, that's... I don't know. I just look and despair. My friend successfully defended her thesis and wants to cook for her to celebrate. She's picked one of my specialities, rib. Nice! I had a very awkward Uber drive the other day on Saturday. I was coming home from that meetup with my friend, and the driver got very political and also oddly judgmental because I didn't drive. But you wouldn't have a job if you didn't drive. I mean, that's dumb on one whole level. And then when I explained to him why, due to my eyesight, he then proceeded to be all, "Oh, can you see that car in front of us?" kind of deal, like he wanted me to prove it to him. Oh. Why are they even an Uber driver? They wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for you and all the other people. That's horrible. Sorry you went through that, Jezza. Two things that make me so mad on mobile. He always asks if I want to eat something, and I always waste totems by accident. Yeah, he's very keen on eat all the food. Gloel, they added me because back in December, we did a little fundraising for... Thank you for the hype train, everyone. We did a fundraising for it. It was called Curate for Everyone. It was when 2 Point Museum had launched new DLC and they raised money for the RSPCA. And we raised just over £200. And so the goal, if you raised over 200, was you got your name featured in the game. It was a name of any choice, and as a community we chose my username, so that was very cool. And I also got sent 2 pairs of socks, 2 Point Museum socks. We gave 1 pair away. Miss Rachie from here won those, so they whisked their way to Australia. And also, grab it now, which will one day have a better pride of place. We got this little, well, I got this little cube that lights up. It's unplugged at the moment because the house is chaos. But yeah, it was our first ever fundraising effort, so it was a really, really cool endeavour. Where are we at on chat? Wit is wanting the ribs now, thanks to Sol. My last Uber driver told me about how the moon landing is fake. I found one of those people on a dating app the other day. I was scrolling through and the person looked quite promising. And then I scrolled down to the last thing and it was, "We'll get on great if you also think the moon landing was fake." And I thought, never mind. Yeah, there was so much hope. Or wed. There's yeah, you learn a lot on dating apps. Where are we at? It was staged, but they shot on location. True. But Jez, I can't believe that happened. Just, We're having it with twice baked mashed potatoes, corn on the cob, home baked dinner rolls, a green salad, maybe a fruit salad, as well as either a peach and cream cake or cheesecake swirl, or a strawberry shortcake with that cheesecake. That sounds really good. I would never be able to eat all that, but that does sound really good. Hey, Measure of Hope, how are you doing? I hope everything you were going through last week went okay for you. Because I remember you were having a bit of a rough time last week. On the political front, he went on about Palestine and all that stuff. Keep in mind I was a little bit tipsy as I'd had a few strong lagers with my friend, and at this point just wanted to get home. That's why I even got an Uber in the first place instead of a... Oh, what an Uber driver. Ugh. You don't need that. Just, nah. Hey, Jotor, how are you doing? Slugnatius, thank you for the very disturbing Gigantify, which we all secretly love, because it's Blobby. How can you not love Blobby? And thank you, Woody, for the Gigantify. How else does Tim Curry escape to one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism? Yes. I survived a probing and got some okay sandwiches and free hospital... Ooh, free socks. There we go. Are they those compression socks or are they actual socks? I actually hated Mr. Blobby. He scared me. Oh, I'm sorry, Jazza. There is a stream I watch who used to always have loads of Blobby redeems. That would not be a friendly place for you. Why do people get so offended when you don't believe what they believe? Yes. I don't know. I'm good, just waiting. Yeah, that's good. That Blobby emote is from a channel I watch where he plays Amstrad games. It's pretty much the most British channel ever. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, where do, let's say, James Lee, 85. Look away, Jez. I'm gonna share some emotes, not Gigantify, but just look away. And I shall share the ones I have. There we go. Yeah, Mr. Blobby was a children's show character. Yeah, no, actual. Well, it was on kind of light entertainment. No worries, Bib. Lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Mr. Blobby was a big thing when I was a kid. Right, what are we going to get for gold? Because I have forgotten to actually play the game. We're going to have to get a lot of iridium. Right, let's get a watering can done, and then we're going to have to learn stuff. But yeah, Mr. Blobby when I was a kid was a really big. It was on a light entertainment show called Noel's House Party, which in hindsight I think we'll all quietly be amazed that Noel Edmonds, the host of it, had he never got arrested, and there was a big run of basically everyone I watched as a kid got arrested for not good things. And somehow, Noel Edmonds, it turns out, was fine. But anyway, Mr. Blobby was a character on there. And yeah, I think as a kid, I kind of leapt wildly from sometimes he was terrifying and sometimes I liked him. I'm going to have a Mr. Blobby song on CTC. There we go. Everyone, what was the first single you ever owned? Because you can guarantee, let's put the cow decal here. Some people are going to have really cool choices and some people are going to have the worst choices ever. I'm falling in the worst choice ever, but the best part is only British people are going to understand my choice. I'm still haunted by Rolf Harris. I used to love Animal Hospitals. Yeah, me too. I was really disappointed in Rolf Harris. It sounds weird, but you know, some of the people that got arrested, you'd think, yeah, that checks out. I'm not surprised. I was saddened by Rolf Harris. I expected better from my childhood favourite. And when I say better, just non-sex offender stuff. That's all I wanted in life. Right next to your burnt tree. Exactly, yeah, look. Don't I know home decor? One day we'll move it over to the cot. And then that little baby can wake up to see a burnt triangle every day. And a cow. I had some shitty Dutch version of I'm a Barbie girl. That is amazing. I love that. Sell some bits. No, Edmonds killed a man. True story. Blobby. Yeah, Blobby did. Financial crimes, who cares? But yeah, anything sexual. Yeah, in the UK, there was a bit of a run, I don't know, like 10, 15 years ago, where it just, seemingly everyone you watched as a child, it turned out, was an awful, awful person. I mean, it's good they found them, eventually. Did somebody die on a TV show you presented? Really, J-Lit? We had Teletubbies, Barney, and Blue's Clues as our icons. See, that's good. You stick to Teletubbies can't do anything, right? My first two cassettes were MC Hammer and Paula Abdul. Not bad. I had, which again is only going to be useful for the Brits here, I had PJ and Duncan Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Now, sadly, I won't be able to share this on the stream because, yeah, it's an actual song. But Yeah, PJ and Duncan. Oh, we can actually start smashing this stuff now. Yeah, everything is smashy better. I still love Ant and Dec. I was a big fan of SMTV Live back in the day. Yeah, me too. And I stopped watching a lot of Ant and Dec for a lot of. By the way, if you're not British, PJ and Duncan were basically these two teenagers that were in a British, not quite soap opera, but a little bit like it, called Biker Grove. And it was set in Newcastle. Everyone had Geordie accents, which you won't automatically know, but it's safe to say a lot of non-Brits are going to go, I have no idea what they're saying. But anyway, they were this pair that they ended up basically really good friends. And the characters, I never watched it, so I have no idea why they left. All I know is there's an episode where, which one is which? PJ? PJ gets blinded by a paintball ball. And it's basically a cautionary tale for teenagers of don't shoot each other in the face with a paintball, especially if you're not wearing goggles. And it's kind of become an iconic thing. But anyway, amongst all that, they released some music. They are not good rappers. I think even they would admit that now. But it did well, and I owned Let's Get Ready to Rumble. And then a bit after that, they branched out into doing kind of kids' telly, and then used their real names. That's Ant and Dec. And somehow, like 25 years later, they do all of the big Saturday night TV. They do a ton of TV. So it's quite a bit of success story because they didn't know each other before Biker Grove. But also, luckily, they don't sing anymore. I think that's kind of a potted history of PJ and Duncan / Ant and Dec. I think my first ever CD was Enya. That's a pretty good choice. I didn't buy any music for a long while. And then I got Weird Al Yankovic's Running with Scissors. That's a good choice. I like that. Oh no, Crafton, you've gone back to your childhood. That never go back. You can't go back. I had all the Britney Spears, Spice Girls, Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC CDs. See, I didn't get into any of that as a kid. And now I go back and listen to it and it feels weirdly nostalgic. But it shouldn't be because it's not my nostalgia. Because I wasn't that into it. I wasn't a huge music fan as a kid. Not until I was kind of 15, 16-ish. And then I went straight into Linkin Park era. I can't remember what my first single was. I think somebody gave me that Diane Warwick, That's What Friends Are For. I'm old. I know the song well, though. Nay, Becky, I hope you're doing well. I think my first singles were by New Model Army, S-Express, and Tiffany, all on 7-inch vinyl. Yeah, but vinyl's cool now, J-Luz. It's come back round. I don't remember my first cassette. I think it was MC Hammer. Yeah, that's a decent choice. Mine was also cassettes. Not vinyl, but also not new enough to be CDs. Or presumably what the Gen Z lot are now, where they're going, oh no, I stream everything. Where am I at? I went in search of a song. It's a big 80s. As soon as you said the title, Becky, it went straight into my head. The first CD I bought for myself was the soundtrack to The Fellowship of the Rings. Fell asleep to that. Nice. That's kind of soothing. My first single was on a 45 record. I love the diversity of all the different ways in which everyone's listened to music for the first time. It's upsetting to think that a kid listening to Britney Spears' first album now will be like, when I was a kid listening to songs from the 60s, I'm old. Yeah, it's a fault, isn't it? I used to love the challenge and section on SMTV Live. It was on so long ago. I remember when we had a Dreamcast and some games as a prize. It was also back when you could chant, "You're thick" at kids and no one batted on. Yeah, SMTV, for those who aren't initiated, was a lot of fun. And it was a thing of its time. I remember there was also this thing called Wonky Donkey, where basically there was a rhyme and kids had to phone in and guess what it was. And the problem was, you can find a bunch of it on YouTube, is Kids are not always the brightest, and they will say something and it didn't rhyme, and then you'd get Deck shouting, mostly Deck shouting at them, go, no, how does that rhyme? And be really very overdramatic and, done in a light-hearted way, but I suspect in a way that now people would watch and go, that man's bullying a child. But they'd keep going. As in, people would still phone in, so I'm guessing nobody was truly offended. But I think now it would be seen as a bit awkward. But it's okay, because, Ant and Dec are really popular now, so it obviously worked out. The first piece of physical music media I got was a tape from my granddad, and he made me a mixtape of all the songs he used to put on in my car when picking me up. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Anxious Pigeon, you unlocked my brain with Wonky Donkey. It's got a rhyme. Yeah. There were so many kids that would phone in and somehow totally miss that it had to rhyme. I went to a recording of CD UK. Oh, I didn't watch a lot of CD UK. But I do remember it. But yeah, Wonky Donkey, that was... I'm impressed that Ant and Dec are still going. It was still so successful. Also, I have to admit, I'm really relieved that they never did anything. Because again, as mentioned, an awful lot of my childhood, a lot of people, it was then, oh, they use their power for very bad things. And it turns out Ant and Dec are just okay. Ant had a problem with alcohol, and then got into trouble for drink driving because I think he crashed into something. Not another car, so all he did was hurt himself. And then he went into rehab, and as far as anyone knows, he's been clean ever since. And that's literally the worst bit of drama for them. And honestly, it's just nice to see that they haven't abused their power. I wish it was the era where guys burned CDs to try to impress girls. I had that happen to me. That sounds like I was attacked. I had somebody burn a CD of their own music for me about 8 years ago. And I do still have it. And it was a very romantic gesture. And they were a half-decent singer too. Well, no, they were a pretty good singer, actually. What am I at? Majority of the songs were Ant and Dec were enthusiastic. Majority of the songs was from the 80s. One of the main ones I used to like was Take. Oh, everyone loves Take On. Take On Me is a good song. My granddad left behind hundreds of recorded cassette tapes of his unhinged audio journal. Is that good? I'll admit, I'm kind of skewed by what one of my granddads was like. If my granddad had recorded all those audio journals, it would have been the most offensive, hate-riddled stuff. So I'm leaving it kind of open. What the heck am I supposed to do with the stone out? I don't know. I've got a few. They look nice. I don't know what the point is. Growing up in the 70s and 80s was nonsensical. Yeah, it was. Hey Werewolf, how you doing? My current music obsession is ipso facto though. One artist I can sleep to. My husband got me a really nice Bluetooth headset which doubles as sleep mask. Ooh, that's handy. Speaking of Ant and Dec, did you see the live show of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, South Africa? I felt so bad, but Adam... Yeah. There was a lot of bullying on that programme. But, yeah. Not by Ant and Dec again. Ant and Dec are lovely. But, yeah, that was crazy, Jezza. Yeah, painful. I think painful is the word. It was just... Oh, it was so awkward, and it shouldn't have happened. Somebody should have stopped that happening. Basically, there was Adam Thomas, I think is some kind of soap actor. And he effectively got bullied by David Hay, the former professional boxer. And it was absurd. It was, yeah, wild. And it was just meant to be basically, it's meant to be a kind of light-hearted reality TV show, and it did not make David Hay look good. Funny enough, I think he's meant to be suing ITV and saying, you made me look like a bully, and you think, It's on live TV. That's not on them. That's not editing if it's live. Made a guy a playlist on Spotify. Went, ooh, oh, we never listened to it. Oh, I read the first half and thought, oh, that's so sweet, and then you got me in my first half. Like music, yeah, they did. I was like their own music, thinking they made you a CD of just music they liked, which wouldn't have been terrible, but a bit weird. No, they used to be not quite in a band. It was them and a friend made a lot of music. So he made me a CD that it was a full album. It was 12 tracks. And given they didn't have a lot of money, it was quite well produced as well. And he played the guitar and he could sing. And he could actually sing. He was a decent singer. I think with the right opportunities, he could have gone places. So it was a very sweet gesture. Because to be fair to it, he didn't do it. I think that's a tricky thing to do. You could give somebody a CD of music that you have actually made and be a tad egotistical about it and be, look at me, I'm amazing. He didn't do it. He was actually quite shy about sharing it with me. And it was really good. And granted, we don't talk anymore, and it kind of didn't end well. But you can still kind of remember nice romantic gestures. My grandfather was neurodiverse and probably mildly on the spectrum of schizophrenia. They weren't offensive, just kind of unusual. That's okay then. I mean, that could be quite interesting. One day for the golden watering can. Oh, it's Sebastian's birthday. I think Sebastian's getting mayonnaise for his birthday. Yeah, I'm glad they stuck up for what they believed in instead of being impossible. Yeah, I loved Ant and Dec again. Yeah. Ant and Dec are a very laid back, fun, positive set of presenters. And it did get to the point where one of them just went, yeah, no, you're wrong. And it was getting weird. It was like watching a political debate when it was just meant to be light entertainment. And it's become quite a scandal amongst... Oh, we haven't got a watering can, have we? Okay. Well, there goes that job. Yeah, kind of a scandal in kind of celebrity gossip world. Thank you for the gigantic... Yeah, mayonnaise is the best present. Thank you for the gigantic. We're not going to do void mayonnaise. We're not monsters. We're going to do tasty mayo. Maybe even duck mayo if we have... I've never had duck mayo. It seems fancy, doesn't it? He missed out. That playlist was fire. He did. He should have put that effort in with it. You put that effort in. You deserved effort coming back at you. You made me look a bully by showing the things I said and did. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened with David Hay. And while not a boxing fan, I had a bit of respect for him because I'd seen him in interviews before, and he seemed like an eloquent boxer, but nah, turns out he's just a thug. Also, I forgot actually the whole business with the bullying on I'm a Celebrity. He was bullying a guy called Adam Thomas, who also has an autoimmune disease. He has psoriatic arthritis, so he was in a lot of pain for a lot of the programme. And he probably should have made a bigger fuss and talked about his health. And he didn't, but then he got bullied, and it was a whole big thing. I had a mix CD of different rock songs I used to pass out to my friends. And I made a couple of them over the years that they all loved. It was titled Jez's Good Shit. And then as I made new playlists, it then went under the same thing, but oh, that's really cool. I'll catch up and chat in a sec. Back in the days when I did a lot of game journalism, what are we selling? I wrote for a while for NME, which is a fairly well-respected music publication, and I wrote for their games division for a bit. But it also meant I wrote alongside a few people that knew music far more than me, and we had a shared playlist where basically the people who knew music would share whatever the latest stuff was that they thought was worth listening to. And I really wish I had access to that resource now, because it was a really good way for... Hold on, I need to see how long that's taking. For little old me, who knew nothing about music, to discover new music. And it's nice you can share those playlists. Let's catch up and chat. Oh, actually, we'll leave that run, because I want the mayonnaise. It would have been funny if he was shy about sharing it, and then it was like super explicit or hardcore rap. That would have, yeah. Nah, it was kind of indie music. Yeah, welcome back, Reb. Why can't we have a sweet soy farm? Stardew's mayo bias is... It is very... Yeah, it's very mayo heavy in Stardew World. I don't think I've ever even seen duck mayonnaise sold locally. I'm wondering if I'd be able to eat it, because I can't eat regular chicken egg mayonnaise. I wonder if I'd be okay with duck. I'd only be one way to find out, and that probably wouldn't be ideal. I found my local fire department's website, and my homepage is a blog that was last updated on in 2022. Oh. Forget it, yeah. Autoimmune gang, yeah. We are the autoimmune gang here. It's a chronic pain thing where you don't want to stand out, so you just put on a brave smile and forward. Yeah, I do that, to be fair. The pain days... I mean, I'm lucky at the moment I don't really have a lot of pain, but when it does hit, I don't tend to talk about it a huge amount. Or I'll kind of briefly kind of mention it and then move on. If it was with people I didn't know, like in the case of when you're on I'm a Celebrity, nah, I would feel uncomfortable. I think admittedly in terms of the bullying allegations, I think it would have just ended in, well, you're just using your illness as an excuse, and you think, because certainly in interviews after the bullying accusations, David Hay was very adamant that he seemed to think you could switch on and off autoimmune diseases. And I think all of us autoimmune people can go, what? Why would you ever switch it on? Why? When would it be convenient to be in pain? Oh, up there. But there we are. Yeah, I think Souls and Moat has it perfect. I'm in pain a lot, and I'm not an asset. Yeah, that's the other thing. Been on a PS1 nostalgia train lately. Actually, that's where Sebastian is. Started with me wanting to play through Mega Man Legends, and now I'm wanting to go through some more PS1. Nice! That's going to get expensive, though. That's the thing that will put me off. Okay, we're going up here. I'm going to ask for regular chicken egg mayonnaise on my next deli. You never know. I mean, ask for that in Subway. They're going to look at you and go, what is going on with you? Okay, we're going to go up there. It reminded me of the time my autistic son ordered the 100% natural cut french fries at a Wendy's counter when he was younger. The cashier thought it was very cute. He turned around to look at the menu. They're called that? I never know. Yeah. I love the idea of 100% natural cut french fries. That sounds so much more wholesome and healthy than... Do you want fries with that? Oh, he is downstairs, isn't he? I have an autoimmune disease, and it's sure been handy-dandy to turn it off. Oh, I know, right? Why can you not turn it off? Oh, we got to wait for Sebastian. We're going to hang around outside and wait for Sebastian to leave. Because we're not good enough friends with him. And he is having a gift. Whether he likes it or not, but ideally he likes it. I didn't know that. I haven't really seen his interviews after the fact. Wow, as someone whose mum struggles with MS, what a wanker. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... It's the perfect example of somebody who doesn't understand something, and instead of thinking, let's take the time to learn about autoimmune diseases, they've just gone, no, let's see it as a weakness. What? But again, why would you ever turn it on? I would never turn it on. I would happily have no autoimmune disease. There is no benefit to it. None of these 50% natural cut french fry. No. And what about a 25% natural cut? Ugh. Yucky. I'm getting hungry too. And I had a sandwich before the stream, like an hour and a half ago. Sebastian, are you ever going to leave your room? It's your birthday. always told my son, don't get aggressive in arguments. Because if you're wrong, then you're wrong and look like a jerk. Yeah. Yeah, people don't mind if you're wrong. If you do it in a really horrible way, they do. It's about a thing of you don't always remember what the person said, but you remember how it made you feel. And yeah, it's just... Also, when you do get it wrong, people appreciate an apology. Yeah, as in, it's not weakness to go, yeah, you know what, I got that wrong. Most people who have problems, they want to be naughty. Yeah, exactly. It also, while I'm on my soapbox, you tend to be... Hey, Sebastian, quick, have mayonnaise. Oh, he hated it. Cool, that was worth it. I don't think I can get... No, I can't. Okay. Anyway, Sebastian hates us. Here, Demetrius, have some cheese. You have some cheese too. There we go. Yeah, also, most of the time, you're faking feeling well. You know, you're generally... The bit you're faking is going, yeah, I'm fine, when in reality, you're probably not that fine. You are not faking being ill. That would be weird. Actually, if you just went up to someone and said, hey, here's some mayonnaise. Sounds like a start a performance art show. I'd be worried it wasn't mayonnaise. Not to be like that. I just... Mayonnaise... It's a white substance. I need to know what it actually is. I don't want them to eat some of it in front of me. But yeah, the autoimmune comment, admittedly, the more I think about it, the more reprehensible I realise it is. Might be because I had a really bad flare for about 3 days earlier this week. And it's, yeah, I still managed to go to the gym just after I was starting to feel better. But that was the thing, I didn't feel at my best, but I was faking, you know, doing what I could to power through. And I think maybe people that don't have autoimmune diseases, or don't have the experience of being around people with them, don't realise that's what you tend to do. Ooh, a squid fishing bonanza. Yeah, we can do that if I remember it. Having an invisible illness is so frustrating. Just because I'm giggling and bubbly one moment doesn't mean I'm not dying internally the next. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There have certainly been many times where I've acted very happy and slowly felt my insides going, hey, we're not going to kill you, but how about we make it feel a little bit borderline? But you know, you will want to... People with invisible illnesses don't tend to want to point it out every waking moment. Usually the time I do mention it is when it is truly bad, or I basically have to. And even like when I'm at the gym and my personal trainer asks how I'm doing, I'm not, you know, I'll be honest-ish. I'm not going to go straight into... I don't know. I still kind of brush it off a bit and be a bit, oh, yeah, it could be a bit better. Anyway, hey Ozzy, how are you doing? I once went to a performance art show and don't want to get into the specifics, but all you need to know is the bearded man was butt naked in front of everyone, went on about his genitals, and then gave us a bag of cheese as we were leaving. As you can imagine, that was the last time I went to a performance art piece. Did you eat the cheese, Jezza? Kind of hoping you didn't. I mean, it might be fine, but I don't think I'd eat a bag of cheese given to me by a naked man. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I'm starting to get some of that fun with my spinal arthritis. Ooh, that's horrible. Degenerative disc disorder, herniated discs, sciatica even, and scoliosis. Oh, that's rough. My dad had rheumatoid arthritis, and I know how debilitating arthritis can be. It's a horrible, horrible disease, so I am sorry. I mean, on the other hand, you You're part of the Invisible Illness Club, so you're probably going to go, fine, don't worry about it. You don't look in pain. Okay, my bad. Do you want me to scream in your face every second? Yeah, there's going to be people going, actually, I don't want to know that much. Yes, feel free to act like you're fine. I have IBD, specifically ulcerative colitis. My medication suppresses my immune system so I can function day to day. The idea that I could choose not to have this disease is ridiculous. Yeah, same with me. I inject myself every 8 weeks to give me, at the moment, a pretty good quality of life. No, I would not choose to do that. If there were alternatives, I would happily not inject myself with stuff that is so heavily controlled, you're kind of quietly going, well, it's good poison. It's going to increase my risk of a whole bunch of cancer, but it is better than alternative. And when you're there going, a risk of cancer, a high risk of cancer is a better alternative, that's quite ill. So I get entirely anxious. Exactly. Oh wait, where am I at? I get looks when I take an open seat before people would usually get it before me. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, it shouldn't be. When we're on buses and the tube and things, you shouldn't be looking going, that person looks healthy. Because they might not be. Good. Just got home. I hope work went okay, Ozzy. Exactly. I don't go around telling people about my eyesight problems or lung issues being born premature. No, because it'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it, if we all just wandered around going, hi, I'm Hallie. I have Crohn's disease and a dodgy knee. You think, no, that would be odd. Especially if I started going, I have Crohn's disease, so sometimes I will have horrific diarrhea, sometimes I'll have horrific constipation. Also, my body is trying to kill me, so my joints can be very painful. Anyway, could I sit here, please? Thank you. I mean, I suppose on the other hand, if you did do it in an aggressive enough tone, they probably would get out of the seat, but a bit awkward, wasn't it? When in the bin, as soon as I leave, yeah, I would not eat cheese from a naked man. I'm not really I haven't really decided who I'm gonna romance, so I just wanted to give him a birthday present, and then he hated it. I think probably, I mean, we'll wait until we get back to the farm. I don't think Sebastian likes me much, rather than some people really like me. So to sound terribly shallow, it'd probably be easier if I romanced them. Which is a terrible way to date. You shouldn't just go, oh, they're interested, that will do. But I did think he'd like the mayonnaise. I was a little bit disappointed. I'm going to see my orthopedic surgeon again this morning, actually. I should probably shower and get dressed at something. Oh, Slugnacious, hope it goes well. Go on, Wit, tell me about the mayo. Ooh, I just got a small part-time gig offer. Nothing's been agreed on yet, but congratulations, Reb. I hope it's a really cool job. Good job. I call mine chronic shitting disease to try and lessen its impact on my mental health. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Laziness is when it's 19 degrees in my home, but I'm still too lazy to wake up and put on more than my pants. Loud. You have a busy life, Slugnacious. You're allowed to, as long as you're getting stuff done, it's fine. I'm going to keep a geodes for Clint. I have a companion guide app on my phone, and Mayo is one of his hated gifts. I hope I didn't ruin his birthday. That'll be awkward, wouldn't it? When you introduce yourself by your acronyms as well as your name and pronoun, I'll talk about Crohn's. Yeah, I'm very keen to talk about Crohn's, but sometimes you don't want to. And also, it's a bit like Anxious Pigeon said about protecting your mental health. Sometimes you don't want to talk about your vulnerabilities. Hey, got watering can. Because it does take a bit. I don't like being reminded I'm ill. I don't think most people are happy about that. Sometimes you just want to be, yeah, I'm fine, I've got this thing, but it's no big deal. Even though you're kind of inwardly going, it's a massive deal, but I don't want to think about it today. The other night, after a long day of work, errands, and single parenting, my daughter asked me to help her find and install an iPad app when it was late at night. I told her I was too tired and I'd do it in the morning. She said I'm lazy. Oh, I had to channel my zen. She's 7. Be cool, bro. Oh, that must have hit hard, though. Hey, Iron Titchy, how you doing? Yeah, that's a rough one. I mean, good on you for having the boundaries of saying you were too tired, but ooh, that stings. Sebastian is definitely right about you ruining his birthday by gifting him mayo and his. I'm gonna have to work out what he loves. We have ads coming up any moment. Yeah, I'm gonna have a very quick break so I can eat this protein bar that's in front of me. But I will come back halfway through the ads. You're not gonna really miss much, I don't think, if you're stuck behind ads. But I'm gonna quickly stick words on the stream on for like a minute so I can inhale my bar. And then I will be back. Funny raising her after my son. He's autistic, ADHD one, where you know none of his emotions or thoughts. She's the type where you know all of them all the time and they cycle. Ooh. Yeah, that must be... Yeah. She probably heard that before when she was too tired. Yeah. When it comes to my eyesight, I kind of just get on with things. But then sometimes it comes to bite me in the ass. For example, when I went to Starbucks the other day and couldn't see the PIN number keys on my toilet door. So you had to use your torch on your phone to do it. And then because I didn't have a hand free by the time I was going to turn my lock, it'd time out and... Oh, no, Jezza. Oh, that must be so frustrating. Yeah, I think most of us with invisible illnesses or impairment... I don't know if impairment is for up, yeah. Things going on, you live your life... And then sometimes it kind of creeps up with you and you're there going, oh, great, I forgot. Anyway, ads are underway. Some of you won't hear this. I'll stick words on the stream on. I'll be back in a minute once I eat my protein bar. Oh, I timed that perfectly. You finished that round, and I finished my bar. Perfect timing. No worries, Lugnatius. Enjoy the shower. And I hope the appointment goes well for you later. Just escaped ads. Amazing that chronic was the long word there. I know. What are the odds? We need medically themed words on the stream. Related to that, has anyone watched? People that know a lot about medical things from their own personal experience. Have you found yourself watch a TV show that has some medical knowledge, and you're there going, "Hey, I know that medication. I know that medication." Because I remember I used to watch a lot of House, and then he started talking about prescribing somebody a whole load of prednisolone, which is a steroid. And I remember watching it with my mum, and we were there going, "Hey, you've been on that." And it was kind of weird. You think, "Hey, we know stuff." Oh wait, we know stuff. It's in House. That's not good. No worries, Lugnation. I'm going to be here for just under an hour. Now, I've got to finish at 1 p.m. my time on the dot, because I've got to head to a funeral for 2. But yeah, I'll be about for a little bit under an hour. My illness popped up on House MD, and I was like, what? Yeah, it's wild when that happens, isn't it? Where you're there going, "Hey, I'm seen." Oh, I'm seen on a program where people are figuring out mystery diseases and illnesses. Oh, well, partial win. Oh, well, then, yeah. It must be nice to, yeah. I've had that with a medication, and it's nice to be seen, and then a little bit, oh. Thank you, Jezza. I do need to get the hydration up. I have a kind of manic day. Anyway, we got 500G just for being good at our job. Yeah, for those who weren't here at the start of the stream, actually, we can't do any watering, can we? Because, funny enough, we haven't got a watering can. I had the gym 9 till 10 a.m. Drove home, 15-minute drive home. Started the stream at 10:30. Oh, actually, between my mum very kindly made me a sandwich when she knew I was leaving the gym. Ooh, a chicken statue. So that I got home at 10:15, inhaled the sandwich, which she very kindly made me, quickly made this protein shake I was just drinking, and then started the stream. And then I finished the stream at 1 p.m. I get changed for the funeral, and then basically immediately head back out because it's another 15 to 20 minute drive. And then attend the funeral. We got a pun.
Just Jezza _ has an amazing pun to share. What does Squall use when he has chapped lips? Lip balm.
I like it. Good job, Jezza. Thank you. Good old lip balm. So yeah, so it's gonna be nice when my day ends, to be blunt. I'm not doing anything once I get home. It's been a full-on one. I think some tuna pasta with sliced apples sounds good for me at 4 a.m. I could not eat at 4 a.m, but I admire that. I mean, we all have different sleep schedules. I am very boring and middle-aged with my sleep schedule. I'm in bed by 10 p.m. at the moment, and I'm done. Wait for my Asda order to arrive. It's the big shop. Oh, I love the big shop. I love it when the big shop arrives. You suddenly feel like a god going, "Look at all the food I've got." And then you inevitably go, "Oh, I forgot to buy." Well, you don't know yet, but at some point you're going to look and go, "I forgot to buy." I got distracted by my son and I'm brewing coffee. You get this, Lugnatius. You're making moves. I can only imagine how much there is to juggle as a single parent. Especially when you're also juggling health conditions at the same time. My RA is being a massive hooligan, so I'll be up for a while longer. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope he eases off soon, so... You could be playing WoW Classic until 11. Actually, it's like Reb knows, and I don't think Reb does know. There have been times where I played WoW Classic until about that time. In theory, on a good day, I aim to be in bed by 10 p.m. It depends what's going on. I will probably, once I get back from everything today, I think I'm going to play some WoW Classic. It's good comfort gaming. I've started playing a Gnome Warlock. And that wasn't where... Ooh, cutscene. Yeah, I've started playing a Gnome Warlock, and I've got quite into playing it. And as we all know, I have struggled to step away from playing a Hunter, and I think this might be it. I might be converted. He's turning 16, and I agreed to let him have half-calf Keurig pods. It was our compromise on caffeine. So he was showing off his coffee to me in the new thermos I bought him. Oh, nice. The only upsides of a lifetime of codependency in autism ADHD is that I got really good at managing myself with to-do lists, alarm clocks, calendar events. Good plan, yeah. I need to get better managed. I was saying earlier, I used to be very on top of it, and I think that's why my mental health has struggled a bit. Because I have ADHD shame of never achieving enough, and I think I'm actually achieving quite a lot. Why did my brain try to hear that as a known warlock? One day, Rib, I'm going to be a known warlock. People are going to be in awe of my warlocking skills. Oh, I hope your husband's interview goes well, Sol. Good luck to him. Yeah. The divorce prompted me to learn mindfulness techniques for managing stress from it all. So I'm in a pretty good spot. Physically, but not mentally tired. That's really good. I'm glad, Slugnacious. I'm glad you kind of worked on yourself from that. A different thing, but I know a couple of years ago I went through some stuff where I had to truly change everything for me mentally. I was a very, very anxious person because of stuff that was going on a couple of years ago. And yeah, it's good to find those coping mechanisms. Because, at the moment I'm going through a bit of a blip of my mental health. But the key thing is, I know it is a blip. As in, I know it will get better. It's just... Stuff's a bit full on. But it's good to always figure out those coping methods. I've always wanted one child, but right now I don't think it's the time. Me and my girlfriend were talking about it last year. But honestly, we just don't make enough money between us to have a child on top of that. As we're already kind of struggling with it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jezza. I think too many people are having to make that choice where money is restrictive. It doesn't seem right. And then on the other hand, you have kind of government saying, the birth rate is falling. Why are not people not having children anymore? And you're there going, because they can't afford what they have. My aunt got divorced when their kids were 2 and 4. And she told me it was less stressful in some ways. Not having her ex and being able to make all the parenting decisions. It's pretty true. I do have a friend who, not going into too many details, she has had times where her husband's been away for work for a while. And she said to me about how basically she finds it easier to be a single parent, which I'm kind of left thinking, is that a good thing to think when there is another person? But that it's her life. But I can see it, because you don't have to run things by another person. My husband and I are talking a child within the next couple of years. Thankfully, I should have some property coming my way one day. Oh, that's handy then, Sol. I'm sure the coming food shortage and resulting famines because of the Iran war won't hurt global birth rates. On top of a housing crisis and AI taking entry-level jobs and certain... Yeah, it's... I'm glad I'm not an 18-year-old right. Yeah, my cousin is 18 in a couple of months. And she is a very anxious 17, 18-year-old. And to be honest, I don't blame her. It's a hard world to be a bit... No, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. I don't know. She'll probably be fine, but it's a hard one to kind of settle. Kids are expensive, unfortunately. We have our little man plus 2 stepkids. Yeah, it's going to add up, isn't it? It's not like we live in poverty. We get to go out to gigs and have meals, and obviously we have Evie the dog. But again, between all that and a car and a mortgage, a kid just doesn't fit right now. And so the last thing I'd want is to not be able to provide properly for it. Yeah. And that's the thing, Jez. It sounds like you and your girlfriend should, 20 years ago would have been the perfect position to just go, hey, kids, we'll have kids now. And that's wrong, but you can't. My husband and I mostly want to go off-grid, or at least supplement our own food supply. We're both very agriculturally inclined. That's probably a good idea, so... I'm just lucky that we have a house is the key thing. I mean, granted, it is a house that is currently burning through what little savings I have at quite alarming rate. But which I won't go in. Yeah, I've already done my matter for the day. But at least we have that roof over our heads. A lot of people aren't that lucky, and our roof doesn't leak anymore, which is a really important thing. I'm grateful I built up my credit for years, because I'm using my good credit for a home equity line of credit and a new 0% credit card while I pay alimony until January 2028. Just in my red every single month between the divorce and buying a fixer-upper home at the same time. Yeah. I think it doesn't help with the fact her sister has a child and her best friend also has a child, but they're in completely different circumstances. Especially as a sister, as it's one of those things where the dad favours the other sister. And she gets everything, my girlfriend has to scrimp and scrape for everything she is. That's the thing, we're all in different... What was the analogy they used to say during the pandemic? We're all in the same storm, but we're all in completely different boats. And that's the thing, you know, some boats are way smaller than others. Hey, Miss Rachie, how are you doing? How are you feeling? And how's Mina? For the last few years, my son's childhood too, so I didn't want us to live on beans and rice and have no vacation for his last memories. Yeah, that makes sense. I say delusionally, like he won't live with me until he's 30. Miss 30, Slugnacious? That's optimistic. But on the plus side, the older he gets, the more he can then sustain you. Because that's kind of how it's worked with me. When I was, when my dad died, I was only going to stay here for a brief time. And then I didn't. And then my mum helped kind of support me while I was building my career. And it feels like now I'm older, it's gone back the other way around, where I'm the one funding all the house repairs. Or 90% of the house repairs. So there we go then. You're kind of set up the other way around, Slugnacious, if it goes on. Also, her friend is in a big management position, and her mum and dad are GPs and biomedical scientists. So, you know, they don't have to worry about money. Yeah. I know those people, Jezza. Yes. My mum absolutely favours my brother, but I won't get into it. Yeah, that's fair, so. But I'm sorry. He doesn't want to go to college. He wants to join the military or police force right out of high school. So that should help him get started early. That's good. I mean, there's a whole different debate about joining the military or the police, but in terms of income, that's, but I can see the benefits. The funny form of rebellion to his all cops are bad that year. Yeah, that's probably... Yeah. We're okay, just keep finding sad first for Amy. Oh, I'm sorry, Marichi, that's just... I wish I could give you an actual hug, because this sucks so much. Haley has been fuming the last 5 minutes, so we'd probably better let her run through this grumpy bit of cutscene. Ugh, I always clean under the cushions. It's your turn this week. You're being childish, Haley. I do the vast majority of work in this house, and you know it. Oh, hey, I just walked in on this. My bad. Oh, it's that new girl from a farm. I've been here for 3 years. I'm not the new girl anymore. She has a name, you know. Exactly, I have a name as well. Hey, I bet you understand my point of view here. Probably not, Haley. Sigh, I'm really sorry to involve you in Miss Haley. Haley is complaining because I asked her to clean under the cushions. It's only because I cleaned them last week. I don't know if I want to get involved in this dispute. There is an option for that, though. Stop whining and just clean it. I don't think I'll go that one. Haley, why not have this be your one weekly job? Emily, take the high road and do it this time. I'm thinking, Haley, why not have this be your one weekly job? Give her a bit of responsibility. Set some boundaries. I don't want to do whining. That's kind of... no, that's not nice. And I don't really want Emily to have to back down by being all, I took the high road. Let's encourage Haley to do it as a one weekly job. Sigh. She hates me, chat, doesn't she? Alright, you win. I guess this can be my job every week. Then there won't be any reason to argue over it. You're a teenager. You'll find other reasons to argue, but okay. Thanks, Hallie. That was a great solution. Hey, Emily likes me. Look at me. I can do parenting teenagers. Where are we at with chat? My dad is an 80s Republican and I'm a pansexual pacifist democratic socialist. It's funny how it flips from generation. That is a leap, yeah. Luckily for me, both my parents were and are very left-wing. So, I mean, they've still got some stuff to kind of learn. Well, my mum, obviously not my dad anymore. But yeah, at least they were left-wing. Impressively, my dad was even in the military long before he knew my mum, and he's still left-wing, which is pretty good going. Thank you, Woody. Please do give Rachie a hug on my behalf. I'd appreciate it. My mum was a social democrat. My dad is more left than that, and I tend to vote social democratic-ish parties. Sometimes the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yeah, that's like my situation. My son's therapist gave me very good advice, though. She said he's 15, and how many of us do what we said we would at 15? So just focus on supporting him now. Yeah, that's a good plan. I wanted to be a politician when I was 15. I am not. I wouldn't make a good politician. I get too hot-headed. I tried playing Never the other day, and my opening cutscene broke me. And then you leading this dog around, but I knew it was probably going to die. Maybe, yeah, yeah. We won't talk any more about that to protect Rachie. I'm glad Jake is coping well. I will say my son's politics are pretty progressive, so I wonder if he'll come to some of his own realization. I think he probably will. Being a police officer in my upstate New York hippie college town would also be a bit different than somewhere like a big city in terms of problematic events. Yeah, I would have thought so. In the Netherlands, you can only become a cop by going through the police academy. No being hired by the sheriff following a 2 to 4 week course. And good game. Here's your gun and badge. Yeah, I think it's the same with us. I think you do have to go through a lot of training in the UK. I don't know for specifics, but welcome back, Lou. I hope you're doing okay. On top of that, we have so many parties and so many politicians to choose from. Not being stuck with just 2 choices really changes your outlook. Yeah. And some of those parties are... It's an election day in the UK. I'm ready to be bitter. It's probably good that there isn't a stream tomorrow. Ooh, a lunch that lasted 12 hours. Nice. Framing our institutions and society as so impactful on how we see what... Yeah. Being someone who aligns with the Democratic Socialist Party of the USA, but never being able to vote for them because it would be a wasted vote, is frustrating, I bet. Enjoy your lurk, Dovey. I hope you're doing well. I voted. Unsurprisingly, I tend to lean left. Yeah, me too. Hot dog and a slice of pizza from Costco. Nice. Okay, we have a Hugo card, thanks to Jezza. I don't think it's actually... I mean, it depends what everyone says. We haven't got instantly horrific cards for once. Which, without being mean on Jezza, usually when Jezza does this redeem, we get the wildest cards. Yeah. Okay, we have... Should parents have the right to name their child whatever they want, no matter how bizarre or inappropriate? Actually, that's quite a big question, isn't it? I think there are 2 debates here, because I think bizarre and inappropriate are different things. So, for instance, you don't want anyone naming their kid after Hitler. That will be inappropriate. I am all for getting rid of that. Having said that, I don't agree with parents naming their child something incredibly bizarre. But on the other hand, I don't think it should be a legal issue. But when it comes to, if they're trying to name it after inciting hatred or something, so the inappropriate side of things, no. The bizarre thing, I don't know. I'm a little bit uncertain about making it a legal issue as kind of a thing. I would like it if they chose better, basically. But yeah, the inappropriate stuff, no. But on the other hand, everyone has been very no, so that's just my take with it. Where are we at? Can you think of a time when you were really in the right place at the right time? I mean, as I've told stories in my past, when I was a kid, we avoided a couple of IRA bombings in London. So I guess by avoiding them, we were in the right place at the right time. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything. I mean, it can be tiny things to massive things, couldn't it? And are you, this is super lightweight, are you a side, stomach, or back sleeper? I'm a side sleeper. There we go. Tend to sleep on my right side. When I injured it doing deadlifts, it was really annoying because I couldn't sleep on that side for a while. Can't sleep on my stomach. I used to be able to, but not since the Crohn's. That is the path to bad times. I don't know if it was just an urban legend, but I heard once that parents name their baby Cholet, and it was spelled asshole. I really hope that was an urban legend. The last time I saw my father before he passed, he was lucid enough to know who I am. I told him I loved him and hugged him. I'll always cherish that memory. Oh, I'm glad, Sol. Yeah, I'm glad. Side gang, yeah, there you go. When I went down to London and turned up to a sold-out double headline gig and everyone had just gone in and Miss Tout wanted rid of a ticket, so he sold me 2 tickets for face value. Ooh, you did well there. The one time we're using a ticket tout paid off. A couple of friends had their drinks spiked. I had to phone the ambulance as the boyfriend went to pieces. I went against the 999 person's advice as I refused to put her on her back. She threw up a minute or two later, like, ooh. Yeah, good call, Lou. I wonder why they said to put them on my back, because I would have thought vomiting would be a big risk. Yeah, odd. Yeah, so I'm glad you got that moment. Yeah, because I can remember the last time I hugged my dad. I hugged him goodnight. I didn't know that was going to be the last time. I don't know if it would have been better or worse if I think it probably would have been worse in a way. But there's still that kind of bit where you're kind of, there's always things you wish you could say, but if you don't know it's coming, it's hard to know when to say. I still have no idea. It's a weird, yeah, I'm surprised by the 999 person. I am at Rob. Yeah, I'm very good in an emergency. Very, very calm and collected, and yeah, stuff like even when I was a lot younger, when I was at university, one of my housemates was pregnant and she had a problem. It turned out not to be a problem, but she was in pain, and I was just very calm with, well, I'll drive you to the hospital, and it was all fine, but I remember basically everyone else was going, oh, what do we do, what do we do? And I just very calmly went, we drive her to the hospital. And I'm sorry you've been feeling his loss lately, Sol. I find it's not linear. It kind of comes and goes. Even 18 years later, there are times where it's all great and you're fine, and then it's not linear. Certain things will kind of set it off, but it's a complicated business. So yeah, but I'm sorry it's extra hard at the moment. My grandfather spent his last 2 weeks before hospice in a medical bed in our house. I sat with him and just watched TV, and we ate steaks on plates and TV trays. He told my dad in hospice that it was a beautiful man. Oh, that's good. I purposely keep photos of my mom during various stages of her life around my apartment. It's easy to get stuck with the memories of the last couple of years when there was so much more than just, yeah, that's a healthy approach, Rib. I like that. I mean, I didn't have that concern with my dad because it was very out of the blue, but yeah, I like the idea of looking at the better times rather than kind of, in our case, very overanalyzing the approach. Mind is like a beach. You never know what thought or memory comes crashing down. Very true. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry, J. Luz. Oh, that sucks. My uncle died over the weekend. I'm still at the numb stage of it. Oh, I'm so sorry, J. Luz. That's rough. I'm really sorry. My friend who works in security told me a story the other day about how an old lady fell over in a shopping centre and he was instructed not to move her until the ambulance arrives. In the meantime, he had to tell 4 different people to go away, as they all said they were a trained first aider. And when the ambulance arrived, they told him, thank God, no one moved or shit. But yeah, I think everyone's well-meaning is really what it comes down to. But yeah, I'm sorry. And thank you all for kind of sharing nice and difficult memories. In a complete change of thing, we're going to see if Emily will talk to us, and we're going to randomly give her. We haven't really got anything. Okay, well, we'll just talk to her. It must be so cold for the poor fish. Well, we're definitely not going to bring her a fish, because she obviously cares about fish, and I think this might go poorly. I was kind of left going, we could give her a fertilizer. I don't think that would be a popular thing. We've got to get the gold watering can. Let's go get the gold watering can. My dad lied about his income to get my grandfather into the hospice care because it was a non-profit for people with lower incomes, the best in the area. See, he doesn't regret. No, that's a good plan. You got to do what works best. Example of pragmatic ethics. Yeah, definitely. My mum passed on the 22nd of May, so it's always actively present in my mind around this time of year. Oh, Rib, I'm sorry. I know exactly what you mean, because my dad, it's the 12th of April. Yeah, we've got the gold watering can. And yeah, April is always a strange time of year. In a way, it's a nice time of year, because, you know, it's when spring is coming in here. It's kind of, yeah, it's a weird time. I promised myself to simply accept the thoughts and feelings as they come, to not subconsciously repress them. That's a healthy approach. I did a lot of repressing in the early days, and I do not recommend it. It put my kind of recovery back quite a way, unknowingly, because I wasn't very old. I mean, I was an adult, but I was 23. So I didn't know what to do. And now I can look and think, yeah, shouldn't have repressed. Friendly Kin, thank you, enjoy your lurk, and thank you for the hug. You're not oppressive, Hallie, no. I know a time machine doesn't exist, but whenever I hear the PS1 boot up screen, it takes me back to being a child, before my older brother made poor life choices and our parents wanted to... Yeah, I think it's nice that we have things that we can go back to. It's nice to have the nostalgia, even if it's kind of bittersweet when you're there going, that was a while ago, but it's nice to have those thoughts. A couple of the best memories... Wait, chat, don't scroll up. A couple of the best memories I had with Dad is he had this old tractor, and I'd sit on the metal on top of the wheels, and he and I would go feed the cows together. Also, he was a very shy guy, so he'd take me to the hardware stores, and have me ask where things were, and get us fast food as a treat. Nice! Those are nice memories. My ex-wife travelled to meet up with her affair partner on my birthday, so that's going to be fun. Oh, I'm sorry, Slugnacious. That's rough. Yeah. Now, things to say, they aren't nice. Yeah, me too. I'm glad you made the best of it, at least. But... people, man, hey? We need iridium. I don't think we're going to be getting iridium on today's stream, because... what time is it? I'm slowly, sadly running out of time, which is a shame because it's been a really nice stream. Still going to be going for about another 20 minutes or so, but today feels like the kind of stream where I wish I could stream for a good many hours longer. So we'll be doing iridium next time round. That's okay. We still got a bit of time. Ooh, we got trash bread. What more can you want in life than trash bread? Think about it, we could probably do a little bit of the mines, actually. Not a fully concerted effort, but yeah, we got time. Maybe collect a bit of iridium on the way. Consciously trying to reclaim things from her instead of avoiding. That's a good approach. It's a hard one, but having been in a similar situation, not as full-on experience as you, but with that feeling of needing to reclaim certain parts of my life because memories were tainted, it's a good approach when you're able to get there. It's also okay to kind of throw things aside and go, Nah, I just haven't got the energy for that. Like, for instance, for me, there's a certain perfume that I always used to wear around somebody I've got difficult memories about. That's the wrong way. And I've written off that perfume. It's fine. That was a perfume for a different me. I've got a different perfume. But on the other hand, there are certain things I've reclaimed because I thought, nah, I want that back. I want that to be mine. So yeah, it's good to pick and choose and work out what you need for the new you. Like, she left us to go Ireland. I want to take the kids on a vacation to Ireland. And yeah, Ireland looks great. I've never been, but it's certainly somewhere on my list of places I would like to go. Trying out things to look forward to, and I'm so ready for Vintage Stories. Nice! I have seen Vintage Story, and it looks really imposing to me, but I know a ton of people that love it. It's just me being kind of a wimp with those kind of games. You want egg? Guys, you know, how you doing? One egg? Did we already do this and I forgot? Might be that. Oh yeah, we did. Okay then, it was just an egg I casually forgot about. Fair enough. The irony is, she couldn't get into the PhD program she wanted to in Ireland and is moving to Reading. Oh, I feel so good for you about that. That is really funny. Yeah. Oh no, what? That is pure. Oh no, what a shame. Oh well, never mind. But yeah, I love that for you. I think that's probably why the PS1 means so much to me, is the memory I have of that machine is when I got a PS2 in 2002. It wasn't long after that when my mum and dad divorced and my brother again made terrible... yeah. That's what I always find fascinating, particularly about games, because yeah, I have a similar, obviously different memories, but I have a similar thing where certain consoles evoke certain memories, and I like kind of tracking that in my head. Once upon a time, I kept meaning to write a lot about a game, but tied into the memories that it evoked, and I never did it because I never found anyone that was willing to pay me for it, basically, and I kept being too busy to actually just do it for fun. But I kind of like how nostalgia and a game can kind of merge, really, and often make the game better. Reclaiming it is also walking away from a past, which might make it twice as hard. Yeah, you got to work out what works, really. I can't wear dupe aftershave anymore, as my older brother wore it a lot back in the 2000s. It's crazy how impactful smell is on our psyche. Yeah, it's a very hard one to try and work through, almost. My mom passed at the start of the COVID pandemic, so I had to wash my hands religiously while taking care of her. Now the smell of lavender soap instantly triggers memory. Ooh, that must be rough. Also, I didn't realise but when it was. That is not long ago at all. So I'm really sorry for you. Vintage Story is me Minecraft, but when you get the hang of it, it's very fulfilling. I suck at Minecraft. I will say it now. But yeah, I found a different perfume basically, and I like it. It's a really cheap perfume compared to what I used to have, and it's fine. I like it. It's mine. But yeah, I'm sorry. Also, the start of a pandemic. Pandemic was awful for 500 different reasons, but if you're also dealing with grief at the same time, that's a lot. I'm going to accept I'm not going to shower today and grab my disposable washcloths and no rinse shampoo. Oh, you're going to have to tell your consultant, Slugnatius, that there was this cool streamer that distracted you. You don't have to use the word cool, you can just go, there was this lame streamer distracting you. Psychology is interesting. It's also one of the systems that me and my older brother really bonded over, due to the fact of sharing a room at the time. So I have many fond memories of watching him play through Resident Evil 2, Tenchu, and Metal Gear. Nice! I love my childhood. I mean, I'm an only child, but my best friend growing up, who's still my best friend now, sadly lives in Sweden, so I don't see him very often. We would just spend entire days in either my bedroom playing on my PlayStation 1 or his bedroom playing on my Nintendo 64. And I love just thinking about it is giving me nice feelings of, it was the best of times. And the story is not for everyone. I just get so much joy from it. I remember clapping when I made a cheese wheel for the nice. That's the key thing, as long as you love it. I'll compromise and say there was this cool lame stream. Yep, that works. I will happily be cool lame. I recently bought some environmentally friendly lavender soap. Now if it triggers memories, I try to link it to a happy memory or thought. It doesn't always work, but it turns some laden thoughts into happy balloons I don't mind holding on to. Oh, I'm glad, Reb. Sounds like a healthy approach. And enjoy your lurk. Good luck with the chores. And it's really nice to see you. And also, just to learn a bit more about you. It was a fantastic memory, Josie. Yeah, to be honest, we mostly made friends starting out because we just wanted to play each other's games. Starting out, I had a Mega Drive, he had a Super Nintendo, and we bonded over that. And then, yeah, we got a lot of happy times. And when he emigrated to Sweden, he sold me all his games collection really cheaply. So I have all of the stuff we played on as kids. So I've got the Nintendo 64 and a bunch of Super Nintendo games. And it's extra special. It's like we've kept it in the family. Instead of him selling it on eBay for probably a lot more money, it's all mine. Yeah, once I get the stream room set up, I'm going to set up some of that, and it's going to be nice. There you go, Slug Nation. You've got a buzz cut, you barely need a shampoo. You're all good. Okay, we're going to do a little bit going into the caverns. It's not going to be the massive success it could be. We're just going to kill some time. And have we got any bombs? I think we need some copper. Just on the off chance we happen to get some iridium ore, we might as well. I'm going to have to work out what to do with that prismatic shard at some point too. If you do know, chat, don't spoil it. Oh, it's copper ore we need, my bad. But yeah, next time round, we will figure out what to do there. What do we need? Iron ore. Have we got any iron ore? Barely. I had a pretty rotten ex who played Monster Hunter and nearly ruined for me. And until my husband asked to play, oh, I'm glad you reclaimed it. Because in a very different sort of way, I have that a bit with Fortnite and Mario Kart. And I haven't actually tried reclaiming Mario Kart in a long time. But Fortnite, I've tried playing it on my own, and I think I'll just be saying goodbye to that. It's not the end of the world, but I didn't utterly love it. But it's good to be able to kind of check in and see if you can reclaim stuff. It's annoying how many shows, video games, and movies are linked to memories of my ex. Yeah, I can imagine. I sold a huge amount of my Blu-ray collection just before Christmas because I just went, yeah, moving on. But it took a lot to do that. Hey, Guna. Thankfully, my shitty ex had no decent taste in anything. I mean, that's a red flag in itself, but that's good. I was still playing PS1 games into the early 2000s as well. I still remember in 2005 trying to figure out Digimon World with a friend. The evolutions were cryptic as hell. It took so long to try and figure out how the evolutions worked, as it was basically like Pokemon meets Tamagotchi. Wow. My ex was also obsessed with Star Wars to the point I still don't really like it. That's rough, soul. I mean, sometimes you don't need to reclaim everything. I think you kind of, after a while, you know what you need to reclaim. There's certain things where you think, I kind of miss that in my life, but it's difficult right now. And you can reclaim it. And then there's other stuff where you think, I didn't really care anyway. Or you can just kind of look and go, I used to care, but I was a different person. I'm not that person now. Yeah, with cherry bombing. Yeah, I had a feeling the cherry bombs kind of sucked. It's been harder to reclaim media than the big... I think it is. For a very long time, basically what I used to do with somebody who was very special to me was usually on a Friday or a Saturday, or sometimes both days, we'd watch a film together, or a couple of films. And for a long time, I couldn't watch any films. I couldn't even read about the films. I was a really big fan of all movies. And I just couldn't face it because it just reminded me of that time. And I reclaimed that. You know, like every weekend I watched 2 films. Which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but that was a big deal for me. But you can't reclaim everything immediately. You have to wait until it kind of works for you. And some stuff you just don't need to. Like, there are certain films I will never watch again because that was a different era. It was a different me. I'm going to catch up and chat as soon as these ghosts kind of go away. They're so slow. Here we go. The bar is also lower for avoiding it. Avoiding Irish culture in upstate New York, very hard. Avoiding the show, supernatural easy. Yeah. Oh, you're a fan of movies. Name 3 movies. I'm waiting for that person to come along on a dating site. I guarantee, certainly with games, I'm going to get somebody that goes, oh, you like games? I'm going to now ask you very complicated trivia. Speaking of friends, I ended up meeting with that friend who blocked me the other day, and he apologised. Oh, I'm glad. And I forgave him since his head wasn't the right place. Oh, I'm really glad, Jezza. That also, just well done for you for accepting the apology. I mean, it's hard for both of you, really, after that. But that's good. That's a sign of hopefully, a good friendship. It's like we were saying earlier, a lot of it is people screw up. If they apologise, that's a good start. You don't have to accept their apology. It depends what they did. But it takes a lot to both apologise and also accept the apology. And there's kind of no wrong answers, I think. And what did Paigey say about her latest dating experience? Actually, I say that. Don't share it, Woody, because I don't know if Paigey wants it kind of shared everywhere. My dating experience continues to be fairly non-existent because I still haven't actually managed to have a first date, which I was hoping would have gone better by now, but I'm picky. And clearly so are other people. Hey, Metal Hammer, how you doing? I'm sorry, I thought it was... No worries. Oh, I haven't played Ark. No, that must be somebody else. I've never played Ark. But welcome in, how you doing? It's not like he caused harm to my family or anything. It was just very out of the blue and hurt my mental state. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. Just... I'm glad there was some kind of reconciliation there. I mean, I suspect you're probably still a little bit... Oh, that was a bit out of... You know, that understandably hurt your mental state. And that's good that you were able to acknowledge that. Because alternatively, you could be a bit, like, now in chat going, oh, it's fine, it was no big deal. And it obviously was a big deal. I'm just going to try not to die here. Because the slimes are out to get me. Don't you get me. Thank you. Okay, we might just get out of here. Because... Oh, actually, we can go down there. Get down there. We are getting near... What time is it? I'm acutely aware time is a premium. No dating here, but I'm not too stressed. Yeah, see, I'm kind of... It depends when you ask me, but a lot of the time, I got a lot going on. So it's not quite a priority. And meant to be, understandably, people tend to want to be a priority if you're dating. You're meant to be putting your best foot forward. And my best foot at the moment is kind of tired, kind of stressed. It ain't it. My husband dies before. I'm rocking the spinster route. I love a herd of dogs. I love the sound of a herd of dogs. That sounds good. I can change the narration voice to SpongeBob in my GPS app now. That doesn't sound like it would get annoying. That's an experience. I'm still a little bit what the hell about it, but given what you said about stress, how it makes you do some crazy things, among other things, I can kind of see why he did it, even if I don't agree. And fully understand why, as even he doesn't know, and remember saying, yeah, stress is insane. Insane is possibly the wrong word there, but stress makes people do crazy things. But it's good he had the strength of character to apologise. Not everyone does that. Also, some people can also just can feel sufficiently bad that they don't apologise, and then they just continue feeling bad, and nothing is ever resolved. And that's also pretty not ideal. Ooh, wait, no. Ow. I did a poor job of that. I know. Stress makes my immune system go brrr. Yeah, mine too. Stress is, I mean, as of a perfect example, all my inflammatory markers went insane at the start of the year, and were the highest they had been for about 6 years. Because I was so stressed about everything to do with the house. And funny enough, at the moment, I've returned to a very high level of stress, but I'm hoping I've learnt from last time, so it won't get out of hand. But yeah, stress is wild. I think, as a society, or at least the West, because obviously I can't speak for all, we underestimate what stress can do to people, physically and mentally. Like, particularly in kind of probably all the countries we're all residing in, it's very, hey, shake it off, just carry on, keep working, it'll be fine. And you know what? No, sometimes you need to stop. Hey, we did not die. That felt tenuous. Okay, what time is it? I should probably head out. Both of the mines and literally. So we're going to head back. I mean, given this was just kind of a scrappy run to the Skull Caverns to see what we could do in the space of 5 minutes, I got 23 Omni Geodes. So we're going to convert some of those to artifact troves. And then next time round, Clint can do us good. No worries, Metal Hammer. It's good to have you here. Especially after being harassed by someone for years. And better than I was, and now starting to make friends outside of my group. That's good. All we can really do is work on ourselves. And the both good and annoying thing is, you get to keep working on yourself forever. Which is good, because it means you can go, I don't like this about me, and you can work on it. And on the other hand, sometimes it's a bit, oh god, I've got to keep working on myself. But I think mostly it's nice to know that nothing is permanent. You can change. Yeah. I'll sell some stuff tomorrow. Stress just wait, okay. I'm gonna sleep this off because we'll be wrapping up momentarily, sadly. Where are we at? I'm keenly aware of stress affects myself. The body changes something. It really does. Stress is so... Stress just makes me anxious. No, there's that too. Yeah. There's such a thing as being so non-confrontational. You circle around being an asshole because you can't communicate and constantly end up causing drama. That too. Yeah. You kind of have to have a right line of... You got to be open. People need to know how you're feeling as well. That doesn't mean be rude about it, but it's good to talk. That is the thing. It's good to not be that person that keeps going, it's fine, while you're slowly dying inside. And I say that as a hypocrite, because certainly lately I have been very full on with going, yeah, I'm fine, and I'm not fine. And I'm sure many of us have felt that at various points where you got to make sure other people have the information in front of them to know what to do, or crucially know what to say. I can imagine a lot of his stress was down to seeing his mum's recovery getting knocked back, but also not being able to have it out with his older brother after what he did. Oh, that's rough, Jez. It sounds like he's got a lot going on. So well done for sticking by him. You're so right about stress. After working hardcore on mindfulness and managing my autism and ADHD, now when my stress starts creeping back in, I see how much it affects me mentally and physically. Yeah. And the wildest things can help. Like yesterday, I was super stressed. I've said all the stuff with the house and my car and things. And it's weird, but I got home and I went and mowed the garden lawn and cut the garden hedge. No euphemism there. I truly did, and filled a massive bag full of cuttings, and I felt better for it, because I know what it came down to. It meant I felt a little bit in control of everything. Not as much control as I'd like to be, but just a little bit. And it helped. When another time I would have just eaten chocolate and played games, and there was absolutely a place for me to eat chocolate and play games, but I needed to feel a bit in control of my situation. Where am I at? I notice myself getting short, my kids. It always clues me in I need to focus in. Yeah. I find I start withdrawing from people while simultaneously feeling like nobody actually likes me. Which is obviously, I'm not giving them the opportunity to show they like me if I'm withdrawing. And you keep on edging yourself. Good job, Kuna. I started erring on the side of oversharing when people ask how I am. Some people get uncomfortable, but I also have situations like a half-hour conversation with a plumber I just met about ADHD, and him saying he was going to get tested and shaking my hand thank. That's really cool. Yeah, it's good to open up. I mean, I got talking to our plasterer about how both me and my mum have Crohn's, and it turns out his wife has Crohn's and knows all about. She had to quit her job because of the stress involved. And it was good. We both learnt things about each other, and it provided a better, everyone got on better. He said his fiancée always kept pushing him to get tested, but he was overwhelmed by the process. I walked him through it. So I felt like a great life lesson in oversharing. Since I mentioned my ADHD when he asked out, yeah, see, that's kind of the same with the plaster. It's good to talk. Normalize oversharing, absolutely. Fairly informal mindfulness practice got me a long way, staved off the worst of some of my mental health neurospicy challenges. Yeah, thank you, Guna. I like you too. My brain doesn't like me, but it will. It will settle down. I'm going to try and make sure this weekend I look out for me and try and get some more systems in place. I need to bring back my to-do list. And earlier Crafton was saying about Habitica. I'm going to give that a shot. I'm going to try and offset the bad brain. Fuck your brain, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah. It's a stupid brain sometimes. But yeah, oversharing is good for you. Something is affecting me recently mentally, but I don't know what it is. How do I know this? It's because I'm struggling to find the motivation to shower and look after myself. Oh, I'm sorry, Cheza. I know exactly what you mean. It's useful to, hopefully you'll figure out what is causing it. For me, I think the tipping point amongst all the house, all the stress that's been going on all year, the tipping point is death, basically. Death hanging around. My mum had a friend die recently, quite suddenly. We're going to a funeral in about an hour. And none of them are directly affecting me, because I'm lucky enough to not be close. But I think it's kind of the concept. It's kind of hanging around. And I think that might be the tipping point for me. Knowing how it works, that doesn't mean once I go to this funeral I'm going to magically feel better. But it's handy to know why it's there. So I hope, Jez, I hope you figure out what it is, because figuring it out is half the battle. And soul good attitude. Yeah, that's what I try and do here too. It's good to talk about things, and we talk about happy things, but it's also good to talk about challenging things. I like you, Hallie. I like you, chat. And your brain is doing its best. Thank you, Slugnatius. And thank you, Woody. Yeah, we do sadly have to wrap things up because I've got to go to aforementioned funeral. Yeah, just do not make sure you're eating well and looking, try and do the basics, and then the other stuff will come back. But yeah, I need to head out, which is unfortunate because I truly enjoyed the stream. And I was super tempted to not stream because of bad brain and crazy day. And I thought, and I did. And I'm really glad I did because this was honestly a stream I've enjoyed a ton. I always enjoy them, but I've kind of enjoyed this one an extra amount. So I get some raid messages up. We're going to raid over to, I don't know, but somebody familiar so I can basically go, I need a raid and run. Thank you, Woody. That one is for subscribers, and thank you, Guna. You are a lovely, kind person. You were all lovely, kind people. But I met Guna in person, so I can actually, yeah, you were all great. First one is for, I might head over to our FG actually. First one is for subscribers. Second one is for followers. I think FG is going to be the one, because I know FG will. I have gooned in real life. I have. Feel free to clip that. I'll just cough, choke on my own saliva while saying about it. Yeah, let's head over to FG. FG is wonderful. She does a lot of cozy streams. And she is also the perfect person to head over and go, I gotta go to a funeral. She's also streaming 2 Point Museum. As mentioned, female science experts have the name helicopter as a random choice. So if you are playing 2 Point Museum, have a look. If you find it, please send me a screenshot because I haven't seen it yet. Thank you, Measure. Yeah, it'll be. It sounds wrong. It'll be nice to kind of get out of the way, and then I'm going to chill once I get home. But yeah, let's head over to FG. I am going to be back Saturday. Saturday, we're either going to play more of this, or we might check out Conan Exiles. It depends on if I get a code. But I will be back Saturday. So yeah, take care, everyone, and have a lovely couple of days. Do something nice for yourself. Look out for yourself. Be good. I think, yeah, it will be a good time to quietly decompress. But thank you all. You're all the best. So take care.
Their illness taken care of in